BYD entered the Indian passenger vehicle market in 2021 with the E6 electric MPV. Since then, it has been enhancing the product portfolio in the country, and last year it introduced the Seal, a compelling performance electric sedan. Now though, they're raising the stakes with this, the BYD Sealion 7. The name suggests a step up and a more powerful presence. But in this crowded EV space, does the Sealion 7 roar or just splash? Hello and welcome to HT Auto. Today, we are spending our day with the BYD Sealion 7. We'll be scrutinizing its design, technology, performance, and the real-world usability to check whether it is a true flagship or just a seal that has been hitting the gym.
Let's start with the design first. Now, normally when automotive design marries premium aesthetics with performance credentials, the result is often captivating. The BYD Sealion 7 aims to do just that. The Sealion name isn't just for show. The Sealion 7 carries BYD's latest Ocean Series design philosophy. Just like its namesake, the Sealion, this SUV, at least in terms of design, blends fluidity, strength, and aerodynamics. In fact, BYD says that the drag coefficient of this EV is 0.28 CD, which for a SUV is quite impressive. The Sealion 7's front end immediately grabs attention. Up front, it's unmistakably electric. Based on the seal, the Sealion 7 gets certain design elements carried over. The double U headlights, for example, look exactly similar to the sedan counterpart. However, the detailing is different with unique daytime running light pattern on the SUV. While the sculpted bonnet further enhances its performance-oriented presence. Down below, just as a typical EV, the Sealion 7 also gets a blanked-out bumper with air intakes to cool down the batteries and the internal components placed at the very bottom, complemented by a silver skid plate. The bumper also houses the front camera for the 360-degree camera setup. As a whole, it's a very handsome-looking front end with a clean yet aggressive design. Moving to the side profile, this is where the performance credentials truly pops out. The Sealion 7 gets a very sleek, coupe-like silhouette with gently sloping roofline, much like the smooth, hydrodynamic body of a sea lion. While the side profile is mostly clean, the long continuous character line starting from the front door ending at the rear door just above the flared wheel arches and the subtle curves and the contours try to add visual interest and definition to the SUV side profile. To further give it a premium touch and also improve the aerodynamics, BYD has fitted the Sealion 7 with flush door handles. And yes, the Sealion 7 sits on 20-inch diamond-cut alloy wheels, which, with their simple yet elegant design, complement the SUV's proportions a lot. The rear profile of the SUV is dominated by the connected taillight, which BYD calls a running-through water-drop taillight setup. The design of these taillights are very similar to that of the Seal. However, they do get distinct detailing for the SUV. It gets two rear spoilers, one on the roof and the other on the boot lid. The bumper meanwhile gets an aggressive design with the chunky cladding to give it a butch yet performance-oriented appeal. The Sealion 7 gets a substantially large boot measured at 500 liters. While the boot floor is a bit high, the opening for the boot itself is quite wide, making it easier to load and unload your luggage. The SUV also gets an additional 58 liters of storage under the bonnet. Now coming back to the design. While the bold design elements emphasize its performance-oriented character, the cabin works on the other aspect of the SUV, that is, premiumness.
Step inside and you'll be greeted with a clean, premium, and a well-put-together cabin. The materials used across the dashboard and door panels have a soft touch finish, giving it a high-end feel. The seats are well cushioned and provide a good support. They are upholstered in Napa leather, which feels premium and are very supportive. The front seats are electrically adjustable, with the driver's seat being 8-way power adjustable with 4-way lumbar support, and the passenger side being 6-way power adjustable. Both the front seats do get ventilation function. One of the standout features of the cabin is the 15.6-inch infotainment system, which gets the BYD's rotatable function. The display is sharp and responsive, offering access to navigation, media, and climate control. It also supports wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The interface is very BYD centric, meaning there might be a learning curve for the first time users. Physical buttons are minimal, with most of the functions integrated into the system. Another important feature of the cabin is this, the driver monitoring system. Using an infrared camera, it tracks the eye movement and the facial expression of the driver to detect signs of drowsiness and distraction. If it senses the driver is losing focus, it issues an alert on the instrument cluster as well as gives out auditory warning to help keep the driver safe. Overall, the dashboard is very similar to that of the Seal. Not the model that has been sold in India currently, but the facelifted one that made its global debut a few months back.
Other key highlights of this cabin's front section include this crystal gear selector along with the buttons for essential controls like the drive mode selector and the buttons for the defogger. The front section of the cabin also features lots of storage areas, including one under the front armrest and the other underneath the center console. And also another neat trick here are these height adjustable cup holders.
However, it's the rear compartment of the cabin that brings in the real difference. In terms of space, the Sealion 7 offers a very comfortable cabin. The 2.93 meter wheelbase ensures ample amount of legroom not just for the front passengers but for the rear passengers as well. The front seat here is pushed all the way back and I've got ample amount of knee room. I am 5 foot 5 inch. A 6 footer might find it a bit difficult to fit comfortably in. Even in terms of headroom, I've got ample amount of headroom. Even with the panoramic glass roof and the sloping roof line, I've got ample amount of headroom to spare. But for a taller passenger, it might be a bit difficult and he or she might brush their head on the roof liner. The rear seat also gets 5-step reclining function, which can be a nice touch for a longer journey. Overall, the cabin of the BYD Sealion 7 offers a mixed touch of modern tech, spaciousness, and practicality. The build quality is generally good, the tech features are impressive, and the space is well utilized.
While both the exterior and the interior of the BYD Sealion 7 do give it a mixed touch of sportiness with premiumness, how is it to actually drive? Let's find out. We are behind the wheel of the BYD Sealion 7. To be precise, the performance variant of the electric SUV. And right off the bat, this EV feels smooth and refined, like you would expect from a flagship offering. Built on the BYD's latest e-Platform 3.0, the Sealion 7 features a 82.5 kWh battery pack across all variants. This particular trim level of the Sealion 7 that we are driving is the performance variant, and it gets an all-wheel drive setup, which means one motor on each of the axles. This variant produces 523 brake horsepower and 600 Nm of torque with a claimed range of 542 km on a single charge. BYD claims that the Sealion 7 with the all-wheel drive setup can go from a standstill to 100 km an hour in just 4.5 seconds. And it genuinely feels like it can do that. In the sport mode, the SUV is quick like a flash. Even in other modes such as the normal and the eco mode, the SUV feels quite punchy. In terms of handling, one of the first things that you notice is the well-tuned steering. It's light in the convenience mode, making city maneuvering a breeze. Switch it to sport mode and it gains a bit of weight, offering more feedback at higher speeds. The Sealion 7 feels planted and stable for most of the time, thanks to the low center of gravity from the battery pack. However, while confident, the steering could use more feel, especially when you are pushing it in the corners. It's precise but not quite engaging. Ride quality is where things get a bit more complex. The suspension absorbs most of the bumps admirably and the cabin is well insulated from road and wind noise. However, the suspension setup leans towards the firmer side. On smooth roads, it's perfectly acceptable, but it can feel a bit too stiff, making you feel the road surface more than you would expect from a premium SUV. This is particularly noticeable in the rear seats. The Sealion 7 comes equipped with Advanced Driver Assistance System or ADAS, including features like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist and automatic emergency braking. But what really stands out is the driver monitoring system, which actively tracks driver attentiveness. If it detects drowsiness or distraction, it sends an alert, adding an extra layer of safety. It must be noted that the system can be overly sensitive at times, issuing alerts even when the driver is fully attentive. As a whole, the Sealion 7 offers a generally comfortable and refined driving experience, particularly on well-maintained roads. The quietness of the electric powertrain, combined with the decent ride quality for most of the parts, make long drives effortless. However, the suspension stiffness and the noticeable body roll in corners are points to consider. It's a balance between comfort and control, but one that might not satisfy everyone, especially those prioritizing a plush ride above all else.
So that was the BYD Sealion 7. With its premium tech and well laid out cabin, it definitely feels like a flagship offering, while its eager nature and comfortable ride quality with a hint of sportiness do make it a well-rounded package, while also justifying the performance e-SUV tag to an extent. All in all, if you are in a market looking for a premium SUV, this BYD Sealion 7 can be a good choice. Thank you for watching HT Auto. If you have enjoyed the content, please do like the video. Also, let us know in the comment section down below which particular feature of the BYD Sealion 7 fascinated you the most. For more such contents, please do visit our YouTube channel and do not forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and drive safe.